ago. Already we have done 6 regions. We are left with 4, and today we are doing Volta region, and then we'll be left with Central, Western, and Eastern region. So we are very happy that amidst the busy schedule, we've been able to make it here and to engage with all of you. As you know, GRNMA came into existence as far back as March 20th, 1960. That's a long time ago, right? Yeah. So last year we got the opportunity to celebrate our 60th anniversary, and it was marvelous. We crowned it all with a dinner and awards night in December, and I think the memories of that event still runs with us. And this 60 years has not been easy. There's been periods of turmoil, but I must say GRNMA has stood the test of time and still remains and will continue to remain as a mother association no matter what happens. Because as we speak, there are 5 nursing and midwifery associations in Ghana as we speak. That does not speak well of us as nurses and midwives. It doesn't speak well of us. But of course, we have different understanding of issues, and that is why people can just get up one day, walk to the labor department and ask that they want to create a new association. You know, it doesn't help us, and it doesn't speak well of us. So we are trying as much as possible to do such engagements that we are having with you to let you understand and appreciate how things are going, and also give you the opportunity to ask questions. Once we explain, we believe we'll all be on the same page, and there will be no need for you to get up one day and say that I'm going to create a new association. Okay? So GRNMA serves as a professional association and as a trade union at the same time. So we were registered as a trade union way back in 2005, and we hold the collective bargaining certificate that covers all nurses and midwives in Ghana. So even for those who don't belong to GRNMA and don't contribute in terms of dues deductions and so on, whatever we do in terms of negotiation also affects them. They also benefit, you know. So when you are a true member of GRNMA, there are 3 deductions you should see on your payslip any month, every month. This month, how many of you have checked your payslip? How many of you? Yes, that's less than 50%. Every month you must make it a point to check. Because sometimes certain things happen on your payslip and you have to know and get it rectified. Sometimes you go off without knowing that you are off. So you must check every month to ensure that the deductions that makes you a bona fide member of the association is going on, and you also don't have any miscellaneous things going on, because sometimes people steal people's staff IDs and use it for these high purchase things, and you end up seeing certain things on your payslip for which you haven't signed on. So it's important that you check every month. So you must see 3 deductions on your payslip. 1 is association dues, 2 is building levy, and 3 is GRNMA fund or nurses fund. The dues is 2% of your basic salary. So my 2% as DDNS will not be the same as your 2% as a staff nurse. I'll pay more than you pay. So that is how it is, 2%. Then we have building levy. Building levy is flat for everybody, and we all contribute 20 cedis of our basic salary towards building levy. And then we have the 3rd one, which is nurses fund or GRNMA fund, is 50 cedis. And that 50 cedis is a contribution towards your own retirement as a member of GRNMA. Our predecessors, in their wisdom, realized that nurses go on retirement and their situation is not the best. So they instituted this fund so that you can contribute towards your own retirement as an employee of the Ghana health sector. So it was 10 cedis at a point, isn't it? It was 10. It was 2 cedis, 50 pesos, yes. And then it moved to what? 10 cedis, then to what? 20, and then we got to 50 cedis. So you see where we've come from with the nurses fund. From 2 cedis, 50 pesos, and it's now 50 cedis. that money is your own money. It's your own money towards your retirement, and now we run it like a Tier 3 scheme, a Tier 3 pension scheme, such that it is tied to your retirement. When you go on retirement, you take what you have contributed plus the returns that have been made in terms of the investments. And we'll be going to conference in November, isn't it? Yeah. And lucky for you, we are coming here. Yeah. I don't know how Courage did that magic, but he picked that he got it for Volta. So we'll be coming here in November, and in November, the board of the fund will be doing a presentation to the General Assembly. You see how much the total assets of the fund is and what has been going on over the last 2 years since we took office. And that is from the last reporting we did at the last conference. Okay? So we've been hearing things like, I want to leave GRNMA and I want to take my money. I want to take my money. And that is what is being perpetrated by some groups, especially UK and India. But let me tell you the truth. Yes, we've been in court. At a point, the judge said it's important that because this is a civil case, it's not a criminal case, let's go and sit down and talk about it. We looked at all the pros and cons and agreed that, yes, those 20 people who took the matter to court, we are going to pay them their monies. What they enlisted on the rate, we are going to pay them that amount. But the board of the NEC's fund has also taken that into consideration and has therefore put in certain measures. Okay? You can't just get up and say you want your money. Yes, it's your money. But it's not like it's money that we are using it. It will still grow where it is, and you can still come for it when you go on retirement. So that should not be the reason why you say you are leaving GRNMA to come and collect your money. It doesn't make any sense. We all need money. I need money, you also need money. But if you are contributing towards your retirement, you must know that it's a good thing for you. None of you here has gone retirement yet. But I would urge you, get in contact with those who have gone on retirement. Not necessarily from the health sector. Talk to somebody who has been on retirement and let them tell you the kind of financial difficulties they go through. Because I tell you, it is only during retirement, especially for nurses and midwives, that all the diseases that are within your body starts to come up. So the medical bills you have to pay, the drugs you have to buy, and all those things, it brings a lot of burden on you. And I tell you, if by retirement, your children are not done with schooling, and you still have to continue paying school fees and all that, then you are in trouble. Because what you will be paid as monthly salary is not enough. It's not enough. But in the current dispensation we have with the 3-tier pension scheme, if you are contributing to your Tier 1, your Tier 2, and you are contributing to this NEC's fund as your Tier 3, then you should know that if you have many more years ahead of you, you'll be financially stable on retirement. Because SNIT will continue, what you contributed to SNIT will be paid to you as your monthly pension salary. The Tier 2 will be given to you as a lump sum, one bulk money. It goes. And then for your Tier 3, which is the NEC's fund, you also receive it as a bulk. You get it? So it's a good contribution we are all making, and I think that I agree with other members during this talk. They said, why can't I contribute more than the 50 cities? Why can't I be contributing 100 cities or 200 cities? Because it's my own money and it's towards my own retirement. So we've spoken to the scheme administrators and we've told them to put the modalities in place such that there can be variation. The minimum is the 50 cities we are all contributing. But if an individual wants to make more than the 50 cities contribution, then that avenue should be made available to that individual to pay them. So Access Pension is working seriously on this, and I'm sure by the time we come for the conference in November here, there should be an announcement in that regard to allow members to contribute more than the 50 cities if they want to. Then, of course, in terms of all these contributions, then the dues specifically, what we hear is that what we use the dues for, what do we use the dues for? Can't we stop the building levy? Can't we use the dues to pay, to continue building and all those things. Let me tell you, there's so much pressure on the dues in terms of what we use the dues for, and I'm going to mention a few. Even this is not exhaustive. So we use the dues for the day-to-day running of the association. When we talk about day-to-day running, the national office is there, the regional offices are there, the day-to-day running, that is what we use the dues for. We use the dues in paying salaries of our workers. As we are here, you see all the non-executives are here. Ask yourself, how is the national office running? We have staff there. So we pay their salaries every month, and we also pay other emoluments that are due them, okay? We also use the dues to pay regional quota. We give every region an amount of money to run the region every quarter. We also use it to pay district quota. Every quarter, we give an amount to the district to run the district. And I'm not going to wait for you to respond to that. We know what we are giving to you as a district is not enough. But I promise you, going into next year, we are going to increase it, okay? We are going to increase the amount that we are giving. Additionally, we have specialized groups that are also under us, like the nurse educators, the critical care nurses, ophthalmic nurses, and so on. Every quarter, we give them also some money to also run those specialized groups, okay? And then we also put 6% of the dues into the health fund. When we came into office, it was 3%, but we've increased it to 6%, so that we can give more money to our nurses and midwives, that is members of GRNMA who have ailments that are not covered under the National Health Insurance Scheme. Okay? So we give this money to them to support their treatment. Sometimes we have those who are going in for orthopedic surgeries with focus, and it's so expensive. The last one we just approved, the bill that came was 100 and something thousand cedis. A hip something. So he cannot walk, the gentleman cannot walk and cannot do anything. 100 and something thousand. So we approve 50,000. Take the 50,000 and then we are sure that the employer can also support you, give you something, and then you can do something about it. So the health fund is going a long way to help our members. And I'm saying that we are putting 6% of the dues into the health fund. We also use the dues to support the statutory meetings that we are supposed to hold as a union. So we have the regular NEC meetings, we have the regular National Council meetings, we have the council meetings with the specialized groups, we have standing committee meetings, and then we have ad hoc committee meetings. The dues supports all these things. And then we also use it to hold our conferences. Every 2 years, we hold conferences, isn't it? So it is the dues that helps us. Then we have an award scheme. You know, we award our nurses and midwives. And I'm happy to note that even at this time, the districts are also giving awards. It's marvelous. Yes. It's a good venture that we are all doing, and I think that it will go a long way to solidify our stance as the mother association everywhere at any point in time. So we use it for the national awards, and then we also use that to pay